Hi guys, it's me, Just Linson again. And for this video that I will be dedicated to the month of Halloween, October 2024, I will be talking about the adventures of Rick O'Connell and family in The Mummy Returns 2001 edition. Now, I will talk about that, why that year is important and why it's important to the main movie, because it's a little bit coincidental, I think. Yeah, it has something to do with the original The Mummy Returns. But anyway, this movie is really good. It continues the effects from the first movie, the story from the first movie, with some questionable additions to it. No, I'm not talking about Alex in this one, because I think that he's actually pretty good in the movie. Not too hyper annoying, or he's like a Scrubby Doo in that he's not everyone's cup of tea, but I like him just fine as is. But this movie is very strange and very coincidental, if you ask me, in certain things. But yeah, I recorded this video many years ago, but again my hard drive went kaput, so I'm redoing it again. Hopefully I'll remember everything that I was gonna say to the first one, but with more of a with more new things to say. So anyway, we get a narration by Oded Fair, the play Arted Bate, the Midnight guy from the first movie, the guy all in black with the good guys to stop Emotep. And it's actually pretty weird because there's another ancient warrior who wants to bring about the end of the world, kind of parallel to the Magi in this one, and the leader is played by oh hell no, I'm not. There's no way I'm gonna be able to get to this guy's name, but he's the same guy from Ace Ventura from Nature Calls, and I think Congo, he was at Congo, and yeah, he's very good at this role as Luck Nah. I wish his real name was that easy to pronounce, but it's not. But anyway, this will be the last time I'm going to be using this DVD as a prop, because I'm hopefully going to meet the legendary Brendan Fraser tomorrow, on Sunday. I hope I'm going to get an assignment, as well as one of his first movies, School Ties. I'm really looking forward to him because I'm a big fan of him, along with Ming-Na Wen, from Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., Joy Luck Club, which I'm sure she's going to be promoting a new movie for that, as well as My Little Mulan. And yes, she is literally the voice of Mulan. So there. But anyway, we get the narration from this guy about the Scorpion King, played by the legendary Dwayne The Rock Johnson. And I believe that this is his first movie role, unless you count like wrestling type of stuff, but this is his best role ever. His first role ever in a movie, and I gotta say he does a pretty good job in it. the CGI that portrayed him is as ugly, but still, he did a good job with it. So anyway, they talk about how this guy, I think he might be an Achaean king ruler who tried to, add to his empire. And he gets into a big fight with another ruler that wants to keep his territory. They fight for over 7 years. They fight each other. So they end up the Scorpion King actually loses the battle and the war, I'm assuming. So he has to wander in the desert with the remainder of his forces. And they eventually die off one by one. Until lucky, he's lost understanding. He pledges his allegiance to Zeus. Really, he pledges his allegiance to the god of the underworld, Anubis, the puppet god. So this is actually kind of weird because when he pledges his life to the puppy mix god, a scorpion appears in front of him and he eats the scorpion to absorb it against his power or his lifespan or something. So he's stung while he's trying to eat this thing. And then right away, shrubbery and an oasis spring out of his ass and it starts making the entire region around him green, like a mystical oasis. Now, that is pretty funny because I would believe that the scorpion is somehow connected to the great god Anubis, but the only thing is, I don't believe that giving the guy oasis powers and greenery powers and stuff is actually possible within his wheelhouse. Anubis' wheelhouse. I don't think that he has that kind of power. So anyway, he gets all this power. He gets the power of the control over Anubis' army. A bunch of puppy chow enemies that look precisely what you would think of, like in the God of War franchise, with the really tough Anubai cedars, and they're real cool looking, and they fight. They decimate anybody that they touch, pretty much. And it's just like it's weird because there's overwhelming supernatural force. Anything that sins against it, especially at that time in history, wouldn't stand a very chance. Maybe if you had like some advanced power armor, like say Chief or the Doom guy or somebody thereabouts, they might be able to stand a chance against the whatever hungry demons like that really do eat flesh and stuff. But I can't see ancient armor and ancient weapons being able to put a day of a chance against a horde of a beast like that. So anyway, it's assumed that he's imprisoned or he died in a fortress, and he's there for about 3,000 years before the people come by and see if we resurrect him again. So now, one minor note I should point out before I move on with the story is that it reminds me of the cliffside when the Scorpion King pledges life to Anubis. The cliffside looks an awful lot like Cliffside you see in Heaven on Pro. So I don't know if they did that on purpose or if it was recycled asset, graphic wise. They used that for that. And within the middle of the day, it could have been a mirage or something or other. So anyway, then they cut to 1933, which is quite interesting of a year. Not because it was pre-World War II, but number one, I'm looking at all the credits, the cast credits for this movie, as I do with some other movies, and they have it listed at 1935. That's a movie fly. It's only 2 years, but it's still high. Number two is that in the movie, it says 1933. Now, I happen to know that there was an original The Mummy Returns, which carried on what happened was called The Mummy, and it was weird because I believe that movie either came out in 1933 or it was set in 1933. So, I would think that this movie, knowing that, is more of a tribute to that movie than anything else. So basically, you got a remake of The Mummy, and then you got a tribute to the sequel to The Mummy, which is also a remake, which is also got the same name as the original The Mummy Returns. So that's kind of coincidental. It's too coincidental to be anything but on purpose. So anyway, they have we call and his wife Evie, Evelyn, played by the ever beautiful Rachel Weisz, which looked an awful lot like my mother at the time, and my father thinks so too. Giggity. So anyway, they have go on like a treasure hunt, as they do, a family outing, and this time they got the little kid Alex with them. I don't really find Alex to be rude per se, but I can see why people hate him. Because they don't know all it's not. Like we all weren't like that when we were kids. And some of us carry that into adulthood too. So anyway, go on a little treasure hunt, and some guys want to kill Alex. Big surprise, because he lots of slingshot pelts at them, and they're trying to rob his the parents' treasure hunt, all that. So in other words, this actually reminds me more of a family get-together type of Indiana Jones, where the guy from Nathan Drake from Uncharted, but more family oriented and more action comedy related too. Now, they have this kid shooting called rocks at the guy's butts, and one of the guys catches the little pellet in his hand. So long they have real good reflexes on how the hell did he catch that? That's my thing. So eventually you find out that these guys are working for the bad guys, who themselves are working for the reincarnation of Alex in the Moon from the first movie. She played by the equally beautiful Patricia Velasquez, and she's the same actress as the first movie. but it just so happened that she and Rachel Weisz, or Evelyn, are the exact reincarnations of their past selves. Evelyn used to be the Pharaoh's daughter, and Another Moon is, well, her name is Mila Nayez. Not that you would know that, because I don't think they refer to her as that in the movie, but she takes on the role of Another Moon's reincarnation to the exact specifications, to even their physical appearances, their hairstyles, and I'm sure other measurements too, which is unbelievably coincidental and unbelievably rare too. I can't believe that they would actually do something like that. Whenever you have a reincarnation of somebody, usually does their memories and their personalities and their skills. You lost the ages, but not the physical appearance. This is uncanny. I don't like it. The other thing I don't like is that our Dave Day also said that Rick O'Connell and his woman, Evelyn, are reincarnations of, the Prince thing. That Rick is actually a descendant of Magi, because he has the Magi tattoo on him. But Rick says that he just got at a random bar or tattoo place, so it doesn't mean anything. So it's weird the way that all occurs in the movie, because in the first movie they were, August and Rick were together, and there was no mention whatsoever about any guardianship or you have to protect the princess or this or that. And even then, Evelyn never experiences flashbacks like a PTSD flashback like you do in this movie, where she can picture the Pharaoh being murdered, her fights with Another Moon, etc., etc., etc. So that's kind of weird that that you can have it just now instead of in the beginning, in the first movie. They probably didn't think of that, but still, it was kind of funny that happened like that. Almost exactly like that too. And so, yeah. There was also they brought back the Bad Mummy Imhotep too, in that they brought the unburied, the uncovered ceremonial jars and the body wrapped up in old amber from the first movie, when he got transformed and when he got not buried but drowned in that weird soul elixir there, whatever you call it stuff. And then you got you got the workers over there uncovering this area, and you see a mound of what looks like a giant pimple rising out of the earth. And then when the pimple burst, you see a whole flood of scarabs of all things, and they swamp all the poor workers, one women drowning them too and dying. But everyone gets a flamethrower out for them, for the little bastards, before they can eat everybody. Now that's pretty funny, because it seems like Miss Nayez and the others more like prepared for what's gonna happen, because they probably saw the first movie and all that. They probably know that they'll be scared. They probably know that there's gonna be a horrible death and etc. So they do that. They bring back. He has amazing regenerative powers, even faster than in the first movie. So I'm like, what wasn't this fast in the first movie? So that's a little inconsistency there. But they also have a thing to shootout in the museum, in their house, in the O'Connell's house, which is a nice swanky house. But then you got a nice little bus ride on one of the old double-decker London buses, which is really pleasant to see. Different modes of transportation. Or they takes the lower deck, O'Connell takes the upper deck. Like, something. How many shots in a shotgun can you use up before it goes dead? Because O'Connell uses quite a few shots in there, with like a Master Chief and M60, a gun that takes like many rounds before it needs to be refilled. Anyway, I really love it when O'Connell is punching the mummy soldier like in the first movie, and then trying to do that roar thing where they roar and their mouth gets the biggest of his head, and then he punches them, and then they restart it again, and then he punches them again, and then he starts, and then he punches them again, right up until he go on the low bridge and destroy the whole top deck. It's very funny. It's very funny. You see, that's what I mean. Brendan Fraser is a natural comedian and action star. He did that in Monkey Bone. He did that in Bedazzled. The original was good too. Gotta see that too. It's on YouTube. And there's also this little minor thing about him. This kid, Alex, he gets the Scorpion King's bracelet. Which, no, it's not. This Hunger Gold was really, it really belonged to the Scorpion King, the Rock. You think he'd be a little bit bigger than that. Big enough to probably fit on my wrist, upper arm here. Meanwhile, the Rock is freaking huge right now. He's like this big compared to everybody else. He's big and beautiful, man said. So I think that they should have made it a little bit bigger, a little bit wider, and then clap on the kid's wrist like a mink stole. Or a Chinese, better analogy is to find a Chinese finger trap. So they show that and they get off. And the guy's actually kidnapped the kid of the O'Connell did the bus ride with him. And Jonathan back in business again, played by John Henner. And it's so funny because Audrey Bay said to everyone, this is my first bus ride. Okay, you live in the desert. That kind of makes sense. Being a grown ass man. That's a bit funny. Let me just say that old dead fear, sometimes not right, can do no wrong. Every movie he's in, he's hilarious. Every movie is good. It's great. I wish I could meme and tell myself, but I can't have everything, can I? So anyway, they kidnapped the boy and they used the bracelet to be like a primitive version of a GPS that showed him by a projector, what to do next, where to go next around the world. Kind of like Carmen Sandiego. And the kid ends up trying to use sand to make like a breadcrumbs for his parents to follow. And the thing is that the criminals and the Imhotep are so stupid that they actually they actually don't think the kid building up in the scene. Pretty soon the kid's gonna make the tower sand. It's really, really detailed, but sand and stuff. I mean, the parents are very obviously into Egypt and all that, so they know about the temples and the kids and stuff, but the kids probably, it's just sand, just wet sand. It will come apart easily. Next wind blows the next it'd be real funny if this kid makes this elaborate map in the sand of the dirt, and then when the mother or when the father go over to see his piece of clothing or something, the mother comes up in the dirt and they wear a step on it and destroy half of the hint. And that would be funny shit right there. I'd be like, oh no, you just stepped in our kid's artwork. Where we go now? That's out the oracle. So, this kid is actually pretty damn strong. And what I mean by that is that, in the very beginning with that thief and with the McGuire temple and stuff, the kid's holding that compeller. Now, we all get like a joke about little kid holding a propeller, but then later on in the train sequence, when the kid's trying to escape to the temple over there, and then the Imhotep lets the guard to shoot at him, and then it collects them together and stuff. He actually rips off the toilet of the back of the inside of the train. And, of course it was rotten wood and stuff, but how can a regular 10-year-old kid rip that thing off? And the pipe and everything. That's gotta be something. He must be eating his Wheaties, or eating the same stuff that Jason Voorhees when he went from the first Friday the 13th movie to the second movie in like 5 years. So anyway, they need to kill alive, at least for a moment, to get the map right, to go over to the Scorpion King's man cave, if you will. So they do that, and they take Jonathan along to the Road Treasure Hound, and they take all that there, because, more manpower to stop evil and stuff. So, they do that, and then they go into the jungle waste that thing, man. But not before they do another one of the face in the wall of something, trick from the first movie. You should like carry on, but yeah. In the new Mummy movie that came out in 2022, I believe, with Tom Cruise. But this time, it's a new elemental water. And the flyer guy is the man who is afraid of a colonel for reason in the past of him being shot. Called Izzy. I miss Benny. That's the sort of pilot from the first movie. But anyway, he says, I'm gonna get shot. I'm gonna get shot. Sure enough, you don't get shot. It's kind of weird hearing that from a character, but not from the promise of getting shot in the ass like Forrest Gump. But anyway, he has like a dirigible, which is basically a bullshit flying a boat in the sky with a big balloon on top. And knots too. Lots of knots. So anyway, it shows that Imhotep is pissed off and he wants to kill him. So he does that mountain roar thing there that he swallows up the dirigible with the water face. And it's actually pretty cool because I guess he doesn't like water that much, because whenever he does that, the face is different from the first time when he did with sand. He must not be related to Anakin Skywalker, because in the first movie he was happy or smug, he was able to eat throughout the plane. But in this one he's more like, gotta do this again, come on. It's not even my element. I'm a sandbender, not a waterbender. So, yeah, he gets a little emoji of, oh man, not this again. And it's funny, he does successfully swallow the guys up and the dirigible up to the guy right out of Nas. But the funny is that when he does so, it just works. It's not gonna kill the guys, but it's funny that he uses so much water when he does the magic trick that the river source where he gets from is almost dry. That is kind of funny. So, the balloon goes down, and right have to hoof it on foot in the main temple. And somewhere along the line, they meet pygmy mummies. Now, I don't know if that was really a thing in ancient times. Mummies, pygmies really did have mummification and all that. So, I want you guys to check up on that for me. And also, there's a part where they attack the evil Magi characters, the red Magi characters. I don't know what the name of the organization is, but I'm gonna call them the Red Magi, just for the sake. So anyway, until the big boss comes out, Imhotep says, no, don't bother with me and my women, but my men can kill. How easy would it have been from the say, okay, these are my men, spare them, these are the enemy, they want to kill me, and kill the moon again, destroy them, using your projectile blow darts and all that. So, apparently he does give a shit as all men. So, the pygmies go whole hog on them, killing everyone left and right. And I forgot who it was. I think it was O'Connell, but he did the punching thing with, there was a mummy that was roaring on the bus. And he did the eye thing that Mulder and Cole used to do, with the poking of the eyes. And I was like, but the mummies don't have eyes to do that with. No one has eyes, Imhotep. in a very clever way. The girl told the three bumbling idiot thieves to open the chest to get more to not scare them. But the thing is that by doing so, they unleashed the curse on themselves. So he ate their face off anyway. So that was very funny. So let me see. When they do Fred Pickens can use a shotgun to kill him, everybody else fights him and kill him easily. Then when they go to then they get the boy back after Audit fights with Loch Law, and he proclaims his Magi heritage, honor I should say, because the guy said, not bad for a Magi. In other words, there was a little rivalry go on there in history. And the Magi was a little class than the red guys. So anyway, they get the boy back. And then he informed Rick that he got until sunrise to get back inside the temple again. Otherwise, the bracelet will eat him or kill him. So Rick takes upon himself to run back into the temple, and so they await us with Rock awaits. So it's very funny that that's what happened, because a father who loves his kid will do anything, kind of like my father. So he runs him into the temple. Now, I know that the symbology of running to the temple to save the kid's life at sunrise and that kind of thing. But if you think about it, it's kind of cheap because it's still outside the temple. You don't enter inside any building or any type of structure. They're just resting on the outside of the wall. But it releases the kid's arm because they didn't want to kill the kid. But they do show another to the moon, who is now the reincarnation of her. Really, they show her killing Evelyn, which doesn't realize who she is yet. She's like during the headlight vision, it just stops everything and it zones out. Like I've seen shit before. So yeah, then they have to do a resurrection of her, using the same method they did in the first movie. Even to the point where the kid is stuck on the wall, the symbol that John messed up in the first movie too. So then they get into the temple. The main guard, the curator guard, played by Alem Armstrong, takes the bracelet and sticks it into a statue of the Scorpion to get more puppet shout soldiers, and they end up fighting with the Magi, and they do pretty well for themselves, for fighting with a supernatural creature. It's kind of an army of supernatural creatures, which would even give Kratos a run for his money. He did a pretty damn good job until a whole wave and a mountain full of soldiers, backup units come by and start attacking them. So this guy put his hand into the statue where you don't know what's gonna happen, believes the army, and hang it immediately in the process. Then O'Connell goes to the temple, takes a big heavy axe, and then he folds up with the axe and starts whacking a few people and mummies too. Meanwhile, Imhotep is over there, when he works in the temple, the Greek god Anubis strips him of his immortality and his powers. And it's funny because the girl on a moon says to the guy, "You'll die without your powers." Oh, that's a very nice conference, but thank you for saying that I'll die without my powers. Thank you. You want to say anything else about my manhood? Bitch. No, maybe he took away that power too. Maybe he took away my power to give you my credit card. So anyway, it showed him without his power, banging on the gong to summon the Scarlet King. Now, I will admit, I was really looking forward to see how bad the CGI was on the king himself. But, that's kind of interesting because you think that he would summon the king by banging on big dramatic gong and stuff. You think that he would come within like a minute or 2 minutes. But no, he's actually kind of lazy. He kind of sleeping late from his summoning. He's like, bong, bong, bong. Oh man, come on, do I have to get up now? Come on, I need a few more thousand years sleep to get over this hangover. Come on, let me hit the snooze button on my radio clock. So, he eventually come by, right as, Rick and, the other guy are fighting, Imhotep are fighting, and he said, you finally get a good glimpse of his real rockiness. And boy, is he looking bad. The CGI looks horrid on him. I mean, really, really bad. I mean, to the point that some of my PS2 games look a lot better than he does. Anyway, it's like, he thinks himself, oh boy, two people going to fight me, nice. And I believe that he also does the little eyebrow thing too, that he does. The eyebrow badass and stuff. So anyway, they show him doing that and fighting them. And then Imhotep, like a little bitch, says, I'm a servant. He says him to kill you. Kill him. Now, the really people would think that being connected to Anubis, you would think that the Scorpion King would know Imhotep by reputation and by appearance. There aren't too many people out there with bald heads with powers and stuff. And if Anubis could strip his power like that, why couldn't he just do that in the first movie too? He said he doesn't fear anything, but Anubis can do this. That and cats, he has a fear of cats. So I'm thinking he's not very pet lover. So anyway, they fight each other. They fight with each other and like Rick is like, I'm out of my league here. So when he's turning around a block or something, he sees the magic symbol on its wrist, as well as the spear that he threw, the Scorpion King. So they told Jonathan to give him the spear, a treasure that he got from Izzy, very conveniently, by the way. So he does that, and then the spear ends up coming out of the school, wherever he got from Izzy, and during the course of time, Evelyn is now the reincarnation of Neptune, the daughter of the pharaoh that was killed in the first movie. So then she said, as she's fighting with another moon, a real cat fight. She said, also you remember the way story and saw fighting and fighting melee combat. So then Evelyn hit Butcher. He said that's something that is new. So meanwhile, the guy with the hand problem, the curator guy, the mirror of the first movie too. He wandered into the Scorpion room fight between Rick Imhotep and the Scorpion King. So then he gets ordered by the Scorpion King on the ceiling. Now, if I would be able to choose how to die with the rock, that's how I would die. One to beat me up in his master arm, rip me to pieces in 4 different ways. That would be awesome. So, that was the whole heap of goodness right there. So then Jonathan throws Rick the spear, and and Rick, on the way to Rick, Imhotep picks it up in midair and intercepts it. So as he's about to kill, as he's about to throw it into the Scorpion King himself and get the army under his own control. He says to, Rick intercepts his own toss, his own touchdown throw, and he intercepts and kills the guy and go to hell and take your friends with you. And he stabs him in the thorax, and the Scorpion King held in pain and stuff, and some black pile of sand along with the other Nubia warriors. It's very funny because Imhotep all falls low, says, no, that was supposed to be my attack. I was supposed to get the army. And it's really funny the way he took over their knife. And meanwhile, there's a rip in the bottom of the temple. And out of the bottom of the temple, it leads straight to the underworld. And it's like with God of War, in which they have it's lined with people that were damned, with grabbing and with following people, like being on the bald heads and stuff, and trying to drag people down to the fire pit. So they show Rick and Imhotep falling down there, but holding on the edge, and the two women, the Moon and Evelyn, over there, watching their men almost fall to death. So Rick's like, go home, I'll be fine. Just go away. Take the kid and run. Take Jonathan with you. Run away. So she runs over to help him out. So then Imhotep like, come here, help me out. I know someone help me out. You owe me for resurrecting me twice. So then he no, I'm done with you, babe. Runs away, falls into a pit of the lovely scared beetles. He gets eaten alive again. But like in the first movie, like in the first death. Well, actually, no. In this movie, it was more painful because she was killed by mummies in the first movie. Prior to that, she stabbed herself in the belly. So, yeah. That was kind of like the reverse of Rick saying, being selfless and then go away. Imhotep was like, help me. And she turned away and ran away. That was really awful feeling. You gave your life for this woman twice, and resurrected her twice, and she still did this to you. That was a low blow. Meanwhile, he's looking over at seeing Rick and Evie together. I want that. Good luck with that. I'm gonna look at my whole life for that. The woman who I risked everything for in return for your army. So he really launched himself down the underworld. Because now he's got nothing. But wouldn't it be cool if they made it so that he would come back in the third movie, and that he would fight alongside Rick for something? So anyway, the whole place collapsed in itself. And then, now I know I've seen this before, where they have one stone structure in the middle, and they have everything else second for it, like it's a long way. I think it was in Jumanji actually, where that same effect happened, but this time you have to juggle with the pygmies. They have everything coming back in the central point again, like a black hole. So as the last minute is come by with his dirigible and saves Rick and everybody else in there. And then at the last minute, John grabs a gigantic diamond that's on top of the pyramid. Apparently that wouldn't go waste either if it were taken away. Well, I feel that if the pyramid and the oasis disappeared, the diamond will also disappear as well. But we got some treasure in this movie that goes to the good guys. I know how much it's worth, but everything ends up on a happy note. Because the big boss died. You want to be comfortably in hell with Kratos. And all the Nubits army is dead. Again, Kratos there wouldn't be that big of a deal. Really. Serious, they're easy to take care of. Just give them a puppy chow. So yeah, this movie, the 2001 edition of The Mummy Returns, kicks ass. I highly recommend it. For all the actors love from movies, the comedy is there, the heart is there, the family together is there. I love it. So I thank you for watching my review of The Mummy Returns 2001 edition. I did my month of Halloween, in October in 2025. And I just love Brendan Fraser and Rachel Weisz. I love Jen Hannah. Also hope The Rock had a beautiful career in front of him. So that it would be fair. And I give this my painted happy face seal approval because it was freaking awesome whole movie and the first one too. The one can't milk it too much, but I would totally be down if they ever made a Mummy 4 movie. Request for more money. If you like what you see here, and you want to see more of my videos, you know, like, comment, share, and subscribe to my channel. You can also contact me for future information on my videos by calling me or texting me at 631-707-3707. Follow me on Twitter at PMeltonPro on Twitter or X. And my email is jjsviewchannel@gmail.com. Let's loop anyone and enjoy horror, comedy, adventure, action movies. They did a good job with shooting in London as well as new ways from Hammer Drive and other things too. So peace out my brothers and sisters. I'll see you in the next video. All you girls and guys in the land. Ta-ta and sayonara.